Hello, my name is Jess. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I decided to join HRCYED, which is the hardest reading challenge you will ever do, and it's gonna be rough. So today is my first update. It's July 1st. I'm starting today, and please excuse the mess. Like, the fan is on, the window's open. We're having a heat wave here. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. It's already 23 degrees Celsius, and it's only getting warmer. Oh, I'm a mess, and my room is on the roof, so you can imagine it's. If you didn't see, let me just put that on. It's dirty again. Oh my god. If you haven't seen my intro video, I will link it in the card. I had big plans, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start with the reading in the hundreds, because that's the easiest to do, because I have a book with every page count, right? One from 100 to 109 pages, one from 200 to 209 pages. I'm gonna start with that. And I filmed that video, I think on the 23rd or 24th, and I thought to myself, wow, I still have like 6 days left of the month. I can easily finish the 2 books I'm currently reading and then start with a clean slate. I didn't finish the books. Fear not, I will probably use them in HRCYED, but I have ideas. So one is Beware of Pity by Zweig, which I will use for the Z, because that is the challenge that I'm rolling over from HRCYED 1, which is the A to Z challenge. Z's are usually harder to find for me personally, so put that in. I'm like halfway done. We're getting there. And then the other one is The Last Hour Between Worlds. I'm also halfway done with that. I'll probably use that for my teal cover, because this is, I don't know if you can tell, but this is teal. I'm not going to forget about these. I'm just going to put them to the side, and then when I have time I will get to them, but I'm going to start with something else, right? As you know. Because my plan was to read this one, which is the 100 to 109 pages book. One Piece 11. This will count up as my 7+ colors on the cover, because I mean the logo itself has like white, red, yellow, purple, black, brown. Then you have some green in here, some pink. This is my colorful cover. And then when I'm done with this, which will take me like what, 20 minutes, I'm going to start The Mist of Avalon, which will count as my 700+ book, and probably the farm animal. I've never read this book before, but there's a horse on, so I figured there might be a good contender for the farm animal. If not, I'm not going to be bothered by it, because I finished one of the biggest books on my TBR, and I finished these 700+ pages. This is over 1,000 pages, so yeah. My idea is reading this physically and then have this as a immersive read, right? Sometimes read in the book, sometimes have the audiobook on, and I'm just going to chop away on this. You know, maybe 2 chapters a day or so. Maybe if I'm really into the book, I would just focus on that. I'm not sure yet. So another challenge I have for myself is for every book that I read, I can buy a new one. And I hope that I can read more books and then, in conclusion, buy more books and then read a bit more diverse, right? Because I still need books for the BIPOC authors. I still need books for the disabilities. So, maybe I can explore books like that. And the thing is, my Illumicrate book is supposed to arrive this week. So, let's say I read this today, and then the Illumicrate arrives today. That brings my total to 0 books that I can buy, because I read one and I got one, right? And then I have to go to the library as well. Let's say I've read 5 books, I could technically get 5 new ones. But if I go to the library and check out 3, that means I can only get 2, because there are 3 new in my collection. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't. I said in an intro video that my brain thinks faster than my mouth can talk, and I think I should get checked out for, I don't know, ADHD or something. But there's a whole other story. So I'm going to focus on these for a bit. I might update you in a few hours, when my room is literally a sauna. But yeah, let's get reading. Alright, so I filmed this twice already. One, the mic was not on, and the other one, I didn't press record. I finished One Piece. Now, this is volume 11, so I'll put a spoiler here in case you don't want to know what this is about. This is when Luffy is finally defeating Arlong. That has been going on for like 3 volumes already, and it's finally done. Is he really gone though? You will never know. So yeah, he finally defeated him, and it kind of destroyed the whole town, but that's okay because they will rebuild it, hopefully. And Nami got to see her family again. got to say goodbye, and now they're on a new adventure. They're going to Logetown, where Goldie Roger was born, and if you know, you know. And of course, like, they cannot stay out of trouble, can they? Like, they barely arrived, and everything went well for like the first hour, and then everything is just chaos and absolute carnage. Because Luffy, once again, like, he's just attracting chaos. Buggy showing up. You have Alvida showing up. He has a 30 million berry bounty on his head. Of course, like, it's just pure chaos. Like, can they not just travel once and be in peace? No, they can't. So yeah, Smoker is also now hunting him. Like, everything's just going absolutely mad. But he got his wanted poster, and everyone's excited about it. Even, hold on, where is it? Even Shanks is excited about it because, you know, we should not be proud. I would be proud as well. So that is one book done. I locked this in for the 100s, you know, like 100 to 109 pages, and for the 7+ colors on the cover. Then this one here, the Miss of Avalon, on page 25, and so far not much has happened. The story follows Igraine. I read in German. I have no idea how to say it in English. And she's now meeting her sister Vivienne and Merlin. I don't know if it's D. Merlin, but I would assume so because there's a retelling of King Arthur, which I didn't know. I should have read the back because literally said it. Yeah, not much has happened. Arthur's not even born yet, although his sister is, and her name is Morgan. Right? Morgan. Yeah, they just arrived, and they're talking about God in the World, and literally about God in the World, because she's a priestess and he's a bard and all, and just, it's all very, I don't want to say it's all like religious and all, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of it, and I don't really mind it. I'm not religious myself. I'm okay with it being in books if it's not too much, and if it's not like forced down my throat, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would chop away on this. I'm not expecting to finish this in a week, unless it really has me hooked, maybe, but on that, no. Also, this is apparently book 7 in the whole series, but if you go in order of when you read it, this is the first one. I don't know if I would get the other ones. This needs to be at least a 4.5 book for me to continue with the series. And I know that my library has this one, the first one. They might have 2 and 3, so if I really want to continue, I get it from the library. But yeah, 25 pages. 25 pages in, I cannot talk. I like it so far. You know, not much has happened. You know, our main character, who I guess is Morgan, she's still a child. She's still an infant. There's nothing, there's no riding on a horse yet. There's no being a priestess yet, or a goddess or a queen. I read that, and then of course I read the book, so I can buy a new book, and I put One Piece 12 into my cart because I want to continue with it. Which is going to be very difficult because there are like, what, 100 volumes out at least. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'll get back to you when I'm like 100 pages in, 150, maybe 200. Whenever I feel like it. 200 pages will be this much already. We'll see. So, I'm happy I have one book down. That's great. Let's talk. So today is July 4th. What the hell? So I want to give an update because the last time I filmed was July 1st, and I figured this is kind of getting a little much, right? I need to talk about these things. So I finished One Piece 11. I love it, you know, like I even, like, the thing is, one of the rules of HRCYED is to give, well, it's not really a rule, but you can gain bonus points if you give a detailed review. It is volume 11 of a very, very long series, so yeah. Still, I really enjoyed it, and I give it 4 stars. Like, it really, I'm trying to really be selective when it comes to 5 stars, right? And then I continued on, hold on, oh, stuck here. Continued on with The Miss of Avalon. I'm now on page 96. Oh yeah, this is where the second part begins. I don't remember what I told you about, but Igraine was visited by her sister Vivienne and the Merlin, and she was told that she needs to birth the next king, the next great king, but not with her husband, but with Uther Pendragon, who is soon to be voted as the new king, and then, you know, like, the rule of England and all. And they actually met, and then the current king died, and she and Uther, they kind of got closer, and, you know, kind of feels like they've known each other for a long time, and like soulmates and all, blah blah. And then, it's Gordois? Is that how you say it? Her husband actually found him sitting there, and he immediately thought, oh my god, she's cheating on me, and how dare she, she's such a bitch, and blah blah blah. And now he actually, like, he sworn an oath to Uther, because, you know, he's the new king, and that's what people did back in the days, probably still do, I have no idea. And I was like, you know what? Now, if you mess with my wife, I'm gonna mess with you. And he just took back that oath, and now he is the arch enemy of Uther Pendragon. What has gone on? Like what? Like 96 pages in. Like it just, I really like it, but there's also points where I'm just like, man. Then on July 2nd, I did my read as much as you can in 24 hours challenge, and I have completed that. So that's the first bingo prompt done. Super excited about that. It looks like this right now. Super excited. So I read the 13th Fairy, so the 13th Fairy by Julia Adrian. Over 20 pages, which also counted as the in the hundreds, in the 100, like for 200 to 299 pages. It was very tight fit, but 26 pages, that counts. Then I finished Dragon Ball 1, and I also finished Lustig Taschenbuch 597. It is 3 books, at least 3 books in 24 hours, and I think I would like, for like 3 hours and something consecutively, these 3 books. So I'm super excited. This was okay. This was very fast paced. Like, she's the 13th witch and apparently strongest of them all, but she was kind of backstabbed by her sisters because, well, she's the most powerful one, and she fell into the Sleeping Beauty sleep, right, for thousands of years. And now she woke up by accident because the prince's father, he doesn't really take it for real, and he figured, well, if I found that, what do you call it, that she's in, the tower that she's in, he will finally take me for real, and he will finally see what a good prince I am, and that I will be a good ruler, future ruler of the country, and all, blah, blah. And he was told, do not touch anything, but what does he do? He kisses her, she wakes up, all hell breaks loose, because she is coming together with the witch hunter to take revenge on her sisters. And he also wants to kill her because she's also a witch and she's the most powerful one, so why would he not kill her? It's kind of like she is a witch and she never knew true love, so when she sees that guy, the witch hunter, she's like, oh my god, is this love? And he means so much to me, blah blah. I'm like, girl, he wants to kill you. Like, he literally wants to kill you. I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars. It was okay, not my favorite. I'll probably declutter it. And this one here, I was kind of excited about it, but kind of not. This Dragon Ball 1. I had this book as a child. I never read it, but I flicked through it, and I swear to god, this scene with Bulma, where he's literally taken off her panties just to see why she's so flat down there. No, I read it in French, so the names are probably different, but her name is Bulma in French. She's a 16-year-old girl. Why is she sexualized so much? Like, I get it, you know, it's anime manga. That's how, unfortunately, it always is, but 16 years old. Like, what the? 2 stars, but I will probably not continue with this at all. And then this one, this is just a Mickey and Donald comic. I like that one. Give it 4 stars, because I'm always very, very much entertained when I read these. I got 3 new books. As you know, I buy 1 book for every single book I read, and one was actually planned because it is the well-read book club on Fable. And we're reading this. This is called The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. Smells good. On an unnamed island, objects are disappearing. First hats, then ribbons, burst roses. Most of the inhabitants are oblivious to these changes, while those few able to recall the lost objects live in fear of the draconian memory police, who are committed to ensuring that what has disappeared remains forgotten. When a young writer discovers that her editor is in danger, she concocts a plan to hide him beneath floorboards, and together they cling to her writing as the last way of preserving the past. Powerful and provocative, The Memories Police is a stunning novel about the trauma of loss. Okay, that's gonna be a tough read. I'll probably put this into translator-wise, you know, for Asia. I will probably go for the Y in Yoko. We'll see. Then I also received. So this was planned. It's actually bought. This I didn't really plan in, but I also got the Illumicrate box. A treachery of swans, is that what's called? Do you see how beautiful this is? Look at that. Look at this. And then without the dust jacket, oh my god, it's so beautiful as well. Apparently this is a lesbian or sapphic retelling of Swan Lake. Now give it to me. Yes, I'm all in. And also in the back you have a playlist that goes with it, and you have Black Swan by BTS. Taste. Now I really want to put this into the adaptations, but Swan Lake is a ballet. That's not an opera. It's not a play. It's not a movie. Maybe there's a movie. but technically it's a ballet, so it does not count. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll probably put it into the LGBTQ bingo thing, but that's it. I don't know what else. Maybe gold. I'll probably put it into the gold one as well. And then of course, 599 Los Gesagtbuch. Not long until we have a number 600. I read these in a day, right? And you can get a bonus point if you read a book within the month of release and if you read it in a day. And it needs to be more than 200 pages, so it's good. And then I'm currently reading, along with still The Mist of Babylon, The Winner's Curse by Marie Rutkowski. I put it in for my A to Z challenge, which is one that I took from her Kit 1. So, winner, W. And then I put it into fantasy but dystopia because Kestrel, which is the main character, she lives in a very dystopian world where the father's general, people are still buying and having slaves, and it's just war and fighting, and father wants her to be a fighter and join the army, but she's like, nah, I want to do what I want to do. She cannot leave the house without an escort or without someone protect her. She kind of, by accident, bought a slave. Because she and her friend Jess, which is a very beautiful name, I must say, went to the market and they kind of stumbled upon that auction, and she felt bad for the guy, whose name is Arin, A-R-I-N, and yeah, she kind of felt bad for him and kind of have a connection going on, and so she bought him. Turns out Aaron is actually working against the rich people. He's not as much of a slave as you think he is, because the auctioneer who's hold him off is in his team, right? Like, it was all planned that he was bought by a Kestrel, who is from a very rich and influential family. It was all planned that she would buy him. The auctioneer even said, oh, he loves to sing and he loves music, which is something that Kestrel loved as well. It was all planned. And now Aaron even got access to the house and has the same privileges as a house slave. I'm curious to see how it will work out. I don't think there will be any smut in, like, this is not giving me, what is it called? A touch of darkness, you know, like the Persephone and Hades thing, which is very smutty. I'm gonna read this, and then this. Still, so that was 11 minutes of talking already. I'll go back to reading, bye. Alright, now it is July 6th, and I actually want to get this first vlog up by tomorrow. Probably the last update before I upload it. I'm done with this one. The Winner's Curse by, oh god, I can't read it like this, Marie Rutkowski. This was okay, like, I gave it 3 stars, and I don't remember how much I told you about the book, but basically, Kestrel has bought a slave, and turns out he's not what people think he is, because everything was planned. I think I told you that. Now, turns out they were actually successful. There was a big party going on with a lot of influential people, and they got poisoned. Now, Arin, who is, you know, the slave that she bought, warned her because they can't have feelings for each other, and, you know, so she didn't die, but, you know, she was captured as his, because, you know, he wanted to turn the tables, and given the fact that he was her slave, she will be his now, and technically he didn't want to own her, but there are other people that want to see her dead, obviously, because she's the general's daughter. Yeah, in the end, she actually bargained with her own people that the slaves could have a normal life, right? Pay taxes, have nice houses and some good food, clean water and clothes and all. But she has to marry someone else, not Aaron, who is the main love interest in this book. Yeah, I will probably not continue with the series. It was a good, nice read. Very fast-paced, and I'm happy I read it, but I feel like not much has happened. Yes, there was that whole riot going on, you know, where the poor are taking over. I don't know, it was okay. Not my favorite thing. So, that means that we have the W done, the Winner's Curse, and it also means that there's this subgenre done, which is dystopian. Fantasy dystopian. Now, up next I'm going to read the Auslese, which is called in English, hold on, The Testing, by Joël Charbonneau. Book 1 in about the trilogy. Also, the back says here that it's a dystopian thriller for all the fans of Hunger Games. Now, this is already dystopian. And I'm in the first chapter, page 14. It's giving sci-fi, because they live in, I mean, it feels like they live on Earth, but when she talks to her father, our main character is called Sia. C-I-A. Yeah. He says that, yeah, our life here is not so bad, because if you look at Earth west of us, they have it much worse. I'm like, okay, how many Earths are actually there? What else going on? And also her father and her brothers, they work as the greenkeepers, basically, because her father went to university and studied how to genetically manipulate and create trees and plants. One of the reasons is food, obviously, because you know, fruits, apples, bananas, whatever, it helps to survive. So yeah, it's very sci-fi-y thus far, but it might change. I'm not very far in, like, first chapter, 14 pages, right? But basically, it's a graduation day, and there are, I think, how many were? We have 8 boys and 6 girls in the colony that are graduating, and some of them will be actually picked out for the testing. You know what's really reminding me of? Divergent. I don't know why, but it's giving, right? They also have to be tested to see what fraction they belong to. I don't know if this is called a fraction, but they're tested. So it's giving, if it is as good as Divergent, I'm taking it. It's not giving, it's funny that I have Divergent and Hunger Games next to each other. I digress. It's giving more Divergent than Hunger Games. Sierra is proud that she's one of the few candidates for the daily testing where future rulers of the Commonwealth are designated, right? Like, if you pass the test, I don't know how many tests there are, but if you pass it, you'll probably be one of the rulers. But the evening before she actually starts her journey, Fodder gives her a bit of an eerie advice: trust nobody. If Sia wants to survive, she has to decide for a life without trust or for a love that could cost her life. Why is it always like a love thing going on? Like, I get it, but you know, like, for this, Peter in the other, Oren in this. What happened to good old fantasy where love is not the focal point? I mean, this one is from 2014, and this one also from 2014. When was Divergent? Probably also 2014. 2013, this edition. Maybe it was just, maybe that's just how it was back then. Or maybe I just need to read a good thriller where everyone is killed and there's no love interest at all. This will be my 400 to 499 page prompt, because it has, hold on, 415 pages. And like I said, I will also count it for sci-fi because it's giving very sci-fi this far. So 2 prompts down. I actually want to read Little Woman, and then I realized I read that before and I didn't really give it a fair chance. That was back in the days when I didn't really like classics and I was bored easily. I mean, there are some classics that are just boring, so I didn't really give it a fair chance. But I watched the movie recently with Emma Watson and Saoirse Ronan and so on, and I really liked it and I want to get back into it. You cannot do rereads for her yet. I mean, of course you can read rereads as many as you want, but they won't count. And I know I said in the intro video that I will not read books just for her yet. If I already have such a big TBR as I currently have, and I have books that could be used for her yet, why not use them now? But have a bit of an advantage for the rest of the year because it's still going on for an entire year. Alright, it is now July 8th and this will be the last portion I've filmed for this video because I still have to edit this and I still have to get it up. I got another new book. This was counted for, this was not a surprise. This is Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. I'm just going to read to you what it says. After family is killed by corrupt warlord Arik Ather and his bloodthirsty army of bullets, Caledonia Styx is left to chart her own course on the dangerous and deadly seas. Do you hear the rain? Holy moly. She captains her ship, the Morse Navis, with a crew of girls and women just like her who have lost their families and homes because of Arik and his men. The crew has one mission: stay alive and take down Arik's armed and armored fleet. But when Caledonia's best friend and second in command barely survives an attack thanks to help from a bullet looking to defect, Caledonia finds herself questioning whether to let him join the crew. Is this boy the key to taking down Arik once and for all, or will he threaten everything the women of the Morse Novice have worked for? For the updates for the Auslese, so the testing, and for Miss of Avalon, I've been chopping away at both of them, and I think the testing, I'm now page 110 or so, which is good, but you know, no progress. And with Miss of Avalon, I mean, that will take me forever. I have finished another book, which was not on my physical TBR. That was Beyond the Wand, I will link it here, by Tom Felton, so who is the actor of Draco Malfoy, in case you didn't know. That's his autobiography, or biography at least, where he talks about what it's like to be a child actor, what it was like to film Harry Potter, and you know, how the castings went, and life after Harry Potter. He struggled, you know, substance abuse and rehab and all, and it was very interesting, so I gave it 4 stars. I finished that, you know, it was on Libby, and I read it in 2 days, which is super great. Oh, I listened to it in 2 days, you know what I mean. Yeah, that will count as my non-fiction book and also as the Challenge Yourself book, because I want to read 10 autobiographies. So that was it. That was the first 8 days of the challenge. I think I achieved quite a lot, right? I mean, for someone, I'm prone to DNF books, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, The Winner's Curse, for example, I would have DNF'd that. So far, the testing, the Auslese, as I read in German, I probably would have DNF'd too, because I usually give a book 50 pages to see whether it can grip me or not, and just, hold my attention. I haven't DNF'd the book thus far, so I'm super excited. It brings my total of what I can buy to 2 books, because I read 6 books, and we're only the 8th of July. 6 books, but I got 4 new ones that were not planned. It was the A Treachery of Swans, which you've seen, the Donald Duck one, 599, which you've seen, Tom Felton one, which I have got and read, and then a touch of, I forgot what the last one was called, A Touch of Madness? No, what is it called? A Touch of, the last one, the Hades and Persephone series. I have that on Libby, so with Libby, you have a time span, but you have 14 days to read, and that reminded me, I got another new book. I got one on NetGalley, She's Not Sorry, by Mary Kubica. This has been out for quite a while in America, but this is the German version that is coming out in a week or 2 weeks, so I got that. So I also have to read this, along with another library book that I haven't done yet, along with the Libby one, The Touch of whatever it is. And then I have another book club pick that I haven't started even yet. And I haven't even started yet. And then I still have the Stefan Zweig one, which is for another book club. Stress. But yeah, that was the update for the first 8 days. I don't know when I will upload the next update. I hope it continues to go as well as it does now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you have read, if you finished a prompt. I think the only prompt that I finished was read as much as you can in 24 hours. Like that whole bingo thing is now green. I put the bingo board here. I've made some progress, obviously, but even the series staircase, that will take forever, because you have to read a standalone, a duology, a trilogy, and then a series with 4 or plus books. It will take a while, but we have a whole year to do that. So, for the first week, having 1 prompt done already, I feel good. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already for more, for more book talk. And I'll see you next one.